Hey everybody, this is Simon Tait, Integral Wellness Specialist and founder of this new training course for you called New Body Formula. Welcome to video 3 in the Unleash Your Line series, and today I'm going to share with you how I can help you achieve incredible levels of success in designing your life and your body exactly the way you want it by giving you a special free training on it. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel when you're performing at your very best? Just think about that for a second. If you're like most people, the kinds of words that spring to mind are focused, engaged, energized, confident, excited, on fire, and in the zone. These words have a quantity of energy which is high and a quality of energy in common which is positive. So in other words, when people are performing at their very best, they feel high positive energy. This is the performance zone and the secret to feeling incredible and the master key to creating your life and your body exactly the way you want it. How you feel not only profoundly influences how you perform over the course of a day, but how other people around you may perform also. Particularly if you're a leader or a manager, your energy is particularly contagious by nature and by virtue of authority and position. Now I want to empower you. How you feel is not only dependent on how you think, nor is it dependent on what other people do. But it is possible to learn how to take back control of how you feel mentally and emotionally by making it your responsibility. By being at cause, not taking the role of the victim and not worrying about what it is other people are doing. Now, in the previous free training videos, I've been teaching about the different components of physical energy: nutrition, sleep, and fitness. When you're in harmony with these components, you feel better. You feel more alive, you feel more creative. Pay attention to how you're feeling and let it be a compass and let it guide you. And so it's time to reveal to you what I consider to be the X factor when it comes to tapping your source of limitless energy, operating in your performance zone, and creating your life and your body exactly the way you want it. And it has to do with your mind-body connection. We are actually a mind-body. We can't really separate the two. Nor can we confine the mind to the brain or even to the body, because the mind extends beyond our body into the whole universe. So how do we access this wisdom and power that resides within, the genie inside? The power that in great stress or excitement that we call upon to do great things. How do we access and program this power? Through rest, renewal, and relaxation. Now that's a pretty radical notion and a core paradigm shift, but it is the X factor for designing your body shape, unlocking your cage line, and unleashing it. These periods of rest and renewal are designed to refuel the tank, charge yourself up, and eliminate stress so you can get back to your performance zone as quickly as possible. Today I'm going to share with you the most effective techniques that will supercharge your physical, mental, and emotional bodies to enhance your life, to help your mind body to function at its very best so you can feel more focused, more engaged, more energized, more confident, excited, on fire, and in the zone more of the time. As you know by now, I'm an integral wellness coach, and one facet of my profession is that I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I help people to overcome all sorts of things using the power of hypnosis. Hypnotherapy creates a change in how people feel. One of the mistakes people make is when they see hypnosis is they think the mind. It's just in the mind, isn't it? Or the brain. What's the brain doing? Someone's talking to them and influencing the brain. But really what hypnosis is all about is influencing the brain and the body together. Now that's an awesome definition of the mind. The mind isn't just the brain. It's your brain and your body working in concert. You have experienced a state of hypnosis thousands of times before. It's a state between being awake and being asleep, when time starts to become irrelevant, when you're daydreaming. It's also the same state as meditation or even deep, deep prayer. Hypnosis is essentially about following instructions and going into a highly aware flow state, and you're able to learn at an extremely accelerated rate. When you go into an extremely relaxed and focused state, you can actually bypass the conscious mind and learn a new habit very, very, very quickly. And I'll explain a little how this works. Firstly, with the issue of neurotransmitter. In 1986, Deepak Chopra wrote a book called Quantum Healing. He said that neurotransmitter touches every single cell in the body, and the immune system constantly eavesdrops on your internal dialogue because of the ability of neurotransmitter to affect every single cell in the body. Everything that goes on in your mind is capable of being transmitted at any moment to every single cell in your body. This is indeed the mind-body connection. You and I are a wonderfully integrated system. As Einstein said, you and your body are a physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental component of the universe. You're very much like a star in a galaxy comprised of key systems: the musculoskeletal, the visceral, which are your organs, limbic, your emotional, and hormonal, which are each linked to more subtle body systems such as the emotional, mental, and spiritual. So when we have a thought or a feeling, our brain makes a set of chemicals called neurotransmitters. Now, scientists tell us that they're receptors to these chemical messengers on the surface of brain cells, and this is effectively how brain cells speak to one another. But when scientists look elsewhere in the body, they find that these are the receptors that are equivalent of thought. They find them everywhere. They find them in stomach cells, heart cells, colon cells, kidney cells, everywhere. They generate the same chemicals the brain makes when it thinks. So essentially, we have a thinking body. So this neurotransmitter that generally goes between each cell on every single synaptic gap, on every single neuron in the body, now is found to be roaming through and touching every single cell in the body. Your unconscious mind can communicate with every single cell in the body. Not only does information from the mind affect the body, but now there is scientific evidence that your mental processes, your mental states, and your mental behaviors affect all the cells of your body all the time. We can't imprison the mind in the brain. The mind is in every single cell in the body. When we say to ourselves, I have a heavy, sad heart, or I'm bursting with excitement, or I have a gut feeling, we are speaking literally and very truthfully. This is the mind-body connection. And neurotransmitter is where the mind affects the body. This gets me really excited because no longer can anyone say, well, that's just in your mind. Neurotransmitter is everywhere in our bodies. It's not just in the brain, it's not just in the nervous system, but it's actually available to affect every single cell in the body. Everything that goes on in your mind is capable of being transmitted in any moment to every single cell in your body. So the potential for healing is unlimited, my friend, and it is why that I totally believe that you can transform your life in a major, major way. Nothing's impossible, unless, of course, you think it is. Radioactive isotope study shows us that the body replaces 98% of all its atoms in 1 year. The body makes a new stomach lining every 5 days, a whole new skin once a month, a new liver every 6 weeks, and a new skeleton every 3 months. Even your DNA wasn't the same as it was 6 weeks ago. The body you have today is not the same one you had 3 months ago. You can change it. Now, I have a very special gift I've created for you that I haven't even told you about yet. A special bonus video where I'll go through some FAQs about hypnotherapy and you'll get to experience a little of what it's like if you haven't experienced it before. I'll share with you how you can tap into the power of your own mind to liberate yourself from limiting beliefs and thought patterns that may be holding you back. So keep an eye out for that one very soon. As we know now, if you have insufficient physical energy, it influences all the other dimensions of energy. It influences how you feel, your capacity to focus, your motivation, and it increases your stress levels on all your key systems. Right? Most people don't recognize this one as the critical component because it's not something that they usually do. It's also not something that's been valued in Western culture. Rest, relaxation, and renewal of your mind, body, and spirit. Not just getting enough sleep, but during the day. Daytime rest and renewal is so important. Expending as much energy as possible continuously for long periods of time does not give your body adequate repair time to do what it has to do. You see, your body is a very smart unit and it naturally wants to be in a state of balance. You are an incredible being of light and power, and dialing into your own wisdom and intuition through your subconscious is the smartest thing you can do to revitalize and rejuvenate yourself. You see, you have all the answers. The answers are inside you. Your vast subconscious, this principle of infinite energy, is inside you, and you know what to do. So the X factor I've been referring to is the renewal zone and your ability to reset your mental thermostat. This is the zone society hasn't given any credence to, or it hasn't valued essentially, because not working or taking time out we've associated with underperforming and being a slacker. No one gets any credit for that, and we certainly don't give ourselves any credit for that. I really want to change people's view regarding that. What I want people to learn how to do is to intentionally choose when they see that their energy is burning down, after 90 minutes, for example, to intentionally choose to move into the renewal zone. That's when you might have something to eat, you might do a breathing exercise, you might go move your body, or you might even do hypnosis to reduce stress, to implement rapid change, to solve problems, to lower your blood pressure, and to tap your wellspring of energy. Hypnosis is like a power nap, but you're a little more awake than asleep. And you wake up feeling refreshed and alert and absolutely incredible. So we have talked about how you must get a minimum of 7 hours sleep in order to provide your body with adequate repair time and have less fat cells parking themselves on your waist. Now let's talk about the power of the nap. One of the realities of the rhythms of our bodies is that we're designed to sleep twice every 24 hours. So we're designed in the circadian rhythm to sleep when it's dark during the night and be awake during the day. This rhythm is based on the spinning of the earth. Now there is a second period of time. We recognize it intuitively, but we don't take it too seriously. There is a second period of time during the day between 1 and 3 p.m, perhaps 1 and 4 p.m. for some, where we go into the circadian trough. We hit the lowest point of energy that we will at any point during the waking day. We've all felt it, haven't we? Our body is screaming at us to give us a rest. But, we override the rhythm, we stay the course, we push on, we drink coffee, we reach for the sugar fix, we drum up our hormones, adrenaline, cortisol, and more adrenaline, which ultimately leads to adrenal fatigue, burnout, and more fat gain. When in fact, a short 20 to 30 minute nap would do us wonders. The siesta method. That's how long it should be. Longer than 30 minutes and you'll possibly fall into what's called stage 3 sleep, which is a much more deeper form of sleep and it's much more difficult to awaken from. The power nap is grounded in our physiology. It's well supported by the research and it's incredibly refreshing. Remarkably, adding just one nap during the day can shave off an hour of your total sleep requirement. Hypnotherapy takes the power nap to another level, where we can establish a connection with the unconscious mind to grow and bring about rapid positive changes. Here's the thing, in the 3 hours after a 20 to 30 minute nap or hypnosis session, we are vastly more effective because we are cognitively more awake. And this stuff here, this fat storage, is very much due to stress and not getting enough sleep. So your mind, body, spirit needs this oscillation. Times of intense focus and then rest, relaxation and renewal and resetting your mental thermostat. There is another rhythm in our bodies called the Ultradian rhythm. Now we know the circadian rhythm, the rhythm of day and night, is a 24-hour rhythm. This Ultradian rhythm operates in around 90-minute increments. And although most of us have probably never heard of it, we've certainly all felt it. We are most effective when we do one thing at a time for a sustained but limited period of time and then recover. What we want to do is align with our own rhythms. This Ultradian rhythm is your primary rhythm as you go through the day. A powerful ritual you can do, which is incredibly simple, is to every morning do your most important task first. The one task you tend to procrastinate and delay on. Eat the live frog, as Mark Twain says. Then you have the satisfaction of knowing that this is the worst thing that's going to happen to you all day long. The night before, say to yourself, what is the activity, if I got it accomplished, would add the greatest value for having done it? And make this the thing, the focus of your attention as the first thing you're going to do. For example, don't answer email, because then you're turning over your agenda to somebody else. It is the single biggest time waster of modern life. Make the agenda your agenda and the thing that you're going to get the most value from. Your inbox is just a convenient organising system for other people's agendas, and it causes you to react rather than create. Fully focus without interruption for up to 90 minutes. Determine how many minutes in advance you think you're capable of doing. For some people, you've got to build up to 90 minutes. Maybe you start as low as 30 minutes or even 45 minutes. But the key is to be 100% focused for that entire time to be able to tolerate that level of intensity. Which is sort of like sprinting because you have a clear finish line, a boundary. Throwing yourself into your most important task first and working on it single-handedly until it's done is going to give you a psychological, emotional, and even hormonal endorphin launch into your day. For the rest of your day, you'll actually be functioning at a higher level. You'll be getting more done, you'll be thinking with greater clarity, and you'll be more creative. And finally, the reason to do it first thing is pretty obvious, isn't it? It's when 95% of people have the most energy and the fewest distractions. So it's simply being practical about the management of your energy. What we need to learn to do is to do things in a more sequential fashion. So when you're engaged, you're really fully focused. And when you're not focused, you're truly renewing. So let's use the wave of the Ultradian rhythm to our advantage to access greater amounts of energy. Finally, unleashing your lion, our true nature and our inner wisdom requires we let go and don't take everything so seriously. Things are rarely 9/11 emergencies, are they? And those things that seem like they are turn out to be bogus. So learn to relax, make jokes, have fun, and hang around positive, funny people. Life isn't meant to be non-stop stress, and your body will break down with too much of it. You create 99% of all your stress. It really is about the simple things. Using humour is a great way to reset your energetic tone. It quickly raises your spirits, softens your defences, and spreads positive vibes. So as I said in the first video, we are at a critical turning point right now, a watershed moment. Moving forward, there is going to be a gap of people who understand the information and get ahead, and the ones who don't and get left behind. Now, if you really understand that who you are is the same field of intelligence that creates the mind, that creates the body, and indeed the entire cosmos, then why wouldn't you not have the power to manifest the body and the life of your dreams? This is your moment right now, a decision to do something new. And it's a moment I've built towards my entire life as well. Have you heard my story? I've spent the last 13 years studying physiology, psychology, nutrition, meditation, and spirituality to the point where I really love my life. But I can share with you it wasn't always that way. I was a very shy kid, uncertain of myself in my early years, and getting good grades was incredibly important to me, so I could feel good about myself because I was so afraid and insecure. I was consumed with a fear of not being good enough and of being wrong. However, I always had an insatiable desire to read and to discover and figure out how the hell people create what they want. Going back now 20 years ago, when I was an 18-year-old man, a tragic accident in which my 12-year-old sister was killed changed the course of my family's life in an instant. One night, everything did a complete 180 and it became a massive turning point in my life. I started to question everything, my faith, my beliefs. Why did this happen? Why me? Why our family? And I sought answers. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I later found myself with an insatiable desire to consume large quantities of drugs. I tried to mask my pain, chase the high as it's called, and this eventually developed into an addiction. Even though when I was experimenting with drugs though and trying to figure out how the hell to make my own life work, I still read, I still studied, and I still researched and continued to learn. So this twist of fate led me down the path of doing drugs to make me feel better, to get out of my uncomfortable shell and the social anxiety that I would have with talking with people. I was trying to break through some very painful and uncomfortable things. And back then, I did a lot of things in a very self-destructible way, and it really was a double-edged sword. I was listless, I was anxious, and I completely withdrew from life. I felt so disconnected from my soul, from the world, and everything felt utterly meaningless to me. And I'm sure some of you watching can relate. Looking back now, it seems like a previous lifetime, someone else's life. Struggling with depression and in the grips of addiction, I came to a point in my life where I was spiritually bankrupt. What was my purpose? What was the point of it all? I kept asking myself. If I didn't have the potential to transcend all of this, then why am I still here? You've heard the saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? Well, I ended up meeting a special person, and with her guidance, I surrendered to the fact that I needed to change. I needed to be proactive in taking care of my mind, body, and investing in my spirit and self-esteem. I got involved in the fitness industry and became a physical conditioning coach. I was exposed to meditation and prayer, which eventually led me to the power of hypnosis, to complete metamorphosis and rapid change. I was so impressed with the amazing transformations that I witnessed that I then went on to become a hypnotherapist. Experiencing the power of hypnosis reminded me of an experience I had as a young boy, which illustrates just how powerful belief can be upon your body and your abilities. When I was 7 years old, I developed all these warts all over my hands, and they kept coming at me. They did not look like they were going away anytime soon. So my mum took me to the doctor. My doctor told me to count all the warts on my hands and then get my grandmother to give me 1 cent in return for each of the warts. So my mum and June gave me 13 cents. 13 cents for 13 warts. The warts literally disappeared overnight. Of course, at 7 years old, I expected it. The doctor said so. I wasn't yet conditioned to believe that it couldn't happen. What I learnt back then is that if you want to change the visible, you must first change the invisible, the programming. What I did early on, and when I went through early on, I think could really help you guys out. I discovered a way out that I'd like to share with you, and it's a path anyone can follow. I know how to personally coach you there. If you feel bad about your self-image now, this regret of not doing something about it now will linger on forever. I don't want you to experience that. What I want for you instead is to experience the greatest joys of life, the greatest joys of accomplishment and success. To access your inner energy and live in the body you've always dreamed of, and to come to the realization of whom you really are, the lion within, the giant. You have been engineered for success, my friend. You are the creator. Every human being has access to a power greater than himself, and this means you. I want you to live life on your terms, to take ownership of yourself, and to change your body and to change your mind. I want you to have a life that others dream of, to be proud and confident with your body and the image that you have of yourself. I want you to feel so courageous and clear again in your life that you can overcome any obstacle, anything that comes up before you. No force can defeat you. No obstacle can hold you back. You are the life-giving principle itself. It's time to act like it. I don't know about you or where you're at right now, but I know that we all go through a lot of struggle. Maybe you feel like you struggle with your weight right now, or with heightened levels of energy, or even enough courage to break through and try things that you've always wanted to try. If you've felt any of these struggles, I understand and I can relate. I know losing weight and feeling depressed can be a struggle. I've been there, and I can share with you one thing. If you're going to change the quality of your life quite dramatically, either something new has to come into your life or something new comes out of you. A shift. Live it. Become it. This is your moment right now. Over the course of my life, I've learnt that nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're doing what you've always done, then how can you expect different results? That's insane, right? You deserve the very best of you. You're worthy. You're worthy of the very best that life has to offer. Your family and indeed the world needs you to show up at your highest level. The world needs you. We need you. This is the moment to demand the very best of yourself for the results of how you would feel if you were in complete command of your life and your body. This is the moment, and I know how to help you get there. Along the way, I've learned some things that you need to know about, and I can go deeper with you. You have to ask yourself a question. Is your new body, is your dream life going to come into your life by luck? Or are you going to go out there and are you going to chase it down? Because you took control of your life and you were courageous. If you like the content I've shared with you in these videos, I invite you to check out my other coaching program, New Body Formula, that goes even deeper. I coach you step by step over 6 weeks how to totally transform your life and redesign your body, guaranteed. If there is one thing you need to know to be successful and to change your results, it is without a doubt this one thing: action orientation. Successful people, they take action immediately on a new idea. Unsuccessful people always have a reason to not take action now. There is a direct relationship between taking action immediately and lifetime success. I can help you get there. In New Body Formula, I bring you a complete one-stop shop, a holistic mind-body formula to help you shed unwanted body fat and uncork a wellspring of energy. I invite you on a journey where you can embrace more happiness and liberate yourself from the negativity ingrained in your unconscious mind, to change your body weight thermostat and achieve freedom. Over the years, I've found that there's more to it than just a bit of exercise and eating better. My techniques will put you on the fast track to become a more resourceful, happy, and successful person. more quickly, more easily, and with less effort than you ever thought possible. Take control of your life, my friend, by clicking the link underneath this video and try out the New Body Formula Coaching Program risk-free for 60 days. No matter how stressed your life is currently, the time for positive change is right now. This is Coach Simon Tait. It has been a joy to bring you these special training videos, and I'm very much looking forward to going even deeper with you in New Body Formula to help you attain the physical and energetic future of your dreams, because you deserve it. Be well, bye for now.